All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Awaken to Happiness Now Global Series. Thank you so much for being here with us today. If you are here live with us on Zoom, welcome, welcome. If you are watching on the replay on YouTube, welcome, welcome. Please do subscribe so you can take advantage of all the current shows, all the previous shows, all the shows coming up. It is my deepest wish, desire, and intention to bring to you these amazing speakers who are sharing their wisdom, their teachings, their experiences, their processes, their clearings, their healings, their mini readings, etc., so that we can all thrive, so that we can all awaken to happiness now. And so today, my dear friend Joy Baker is back with us, and we're going to be talking about unlocking the divine power within, a transformational journey for healing, abundance, and inner freedom. And some of what we're going to talk about and explore is we're going to understand how childhood coping strategies may keep you stuck in living a limited life. Is trauma limiting your financial wealth? Discover how blaming others when life doesn't unfold as you hoped only drains your power and keeps you stuck. You can also work one-on-one with Joy, so we'll get to that in a little bit. We're also going to be experiencing a group process that's designed to support us in feeling creative and inspired. And so, for those of you who may not know Joy, she's been with us many, many times. We love having her. It's always a high vibe show, always wonderful clearings and processes that happen during the show, like transmissions that happen. It's so powerful. Joy is a remarkable and compassionate soul dedicated to guiding her clients on a profound journey of emotional release and healing. With a unique expertise in untangling the threads of trapped emotions resulting from trauma, Joy's work transcends conventional healing practices. In a world where the scars of life's trials often remain hidden within, Joy shines a light on the transformative power of acknowledging and releasing these hidden pains. And Joy's mission is rooted in the understanding that trauma can silently shape our lives, affecting our emotions, actions, experiences, and even our physical well-being. So everyone, please join me in welcoming Joy back to the show. So happy you're here, Joy. And of course, I've worked with you, and so I know how powerful your clearings are. Working one-on-one with you, how powerful that is. So I'm so glad that you're here to share your wisdom, your clearings, and being able to work one-on-one with us, but also share your wisdom around especially this piece, which I think you just is so important, is that sometimes we hold on to trauma, emotional trauma, etc., and we don't even realize how much it may be affecting our current life, even though
Mhm.
it may be a trauma from 25, 30 years ago. Still, it's in our cells, it's in our field, it's in our being because we haven't released it yet, and it is playing a role in the background of how we are creating our lives, even though you know we usually we don't know that it is right.
Mhm.
And sometimes we may have thought, oh, we've healed this, like that's all, that's finished, we're done with that. But still, there might still be little pieces left over that still need some clearing and healing, right?
Oh, absolutely. Well, yeah, thanks for having me back on your show, Shefali. And yeah, I don't know how many times I've said that. I've cleared this. What's going on? And, it's deeper and deeper and deeper. But the benefit of that, when you get to that place, you're not stuck in it so long. Yes, it comes up again, but you've cleared it at such a level, level of depth. And you've got the wisdom. It's like, okay, this is happening again. How do I need to look at this differently? What's going on here? Why is it coming up again? But yeah, 95% of who we are is our unconscious conditioning. So that's the conditioning you receive as a child. It's still within you though. So when we're making decisions, taking actions during the day, communicating, interacting with others, only 5% of that is actually conscious. I can feel some throat energy coming up already. I'm just going to do a little work on the throat chakra here. And uh, yeah, there's a little bit of anger coming up and restriction. I want to clear that because it's affecting me as well as I'm talking. So, and okay, so all the ways you feel like life, especially these past few years, has restricted your words, your flow of energy, and okay, there's the anger coming up. Here, let's witness all of that. Just let that go. I'm sorry. There you go. Okay, a little bit of shame. So we just acknowledge that. And just what came up there is trauma that we're not even aware of that comes from our conditioning, whoever raises is primarily in the first 4 years, which we don't really remember. We receive approximately 80% of our conditioning by that time. And then, by the time we're 6, well, we're developing more of an analytical or rational mind. But before that time, we're absorbing the emotional energies in our environment. And even if your parents or your whoever raises you, they're not talking, that's all radiating out. You're picking up all that. So now you've got the conditioning, you've got, epigenetics, we're the product of our environment. So, and plus you've got the energetic makeup. And that's why, and it seems to be coming up a lot when I work with clients, is it's like you've done so much work on yourself and gone to workshops and even retreats, in person, online, read books, done all the work. And it's like, why aren't things changing? Or why am I stuck? And it's like, so that 3D consciousness you've grown up in, that's fear-based. And and my screen just changed. So I'm just going to take a moment and change it back here. and so that's familiar to you. You grew up, let's say you grew up in anger, guilt, shame, whether feeling that or picking that up from others, maybe neglect, abandonment, anything like that, anxiety, that's familiar to you. It might be toxic and dysfunctional, but it's familiar. And that's what feels real to your mind and your body. You know what you feel like when you're angry or anxious. You know how your body feels. It feels heavy. It might feel kind of jittery if you're hypervigilant and such. So to your mind, that's real. So the 3D is real. It's also familiar. What's familiar is comforting. What's comforting is your comfort zone. In moments of stress, we default to the comfort zone. That's why so often people will say, why did I react like that? Because it was something that triggered you or caused stress within you. So you reacted. Even if you've been on the path for years, you reacted from that place of your comfort zone, which is what you grew up with. Now, you've gone to workshops and retreats and done years, maybe decades of work on yourself, and it feels good. But it doesn't feel real to the mind. It's like, oh, here's a nice space I can play in. But what's reality to my mind is this, what I grew up in, because I grew up in this, it's all I know. And so it's almost like, think of it, if you want a picture, it's like the 3D, and which is fear-based, those lower frequency emotions, and the fifth dimension, which is happiness, joyfulness, divine love, flow, abundance, ease. And it's like we go from 3D to 5D, but we forget about the fourth dimension, which is, think of it as a portal that connects those two. And it's the fourth dimension is where you're doing your inner work. So imagine you're doing your inner work and again, it feels so good. But so often, I know I certainly did this for years, it feels good. And it's like, oh, that's done with. You feel that sense of relief. But then when something happens and there's a stress, you go back to the third dimension, that fear-based third dimension, because you haven't yet decided and allowed yourself to really align and embody with those uplifting, joyful emotions, happiness, abundance, flow, ease, gratitude, inspiration, creativity. So the next time you're doing your inner work and you come to that place of, okay, feels good. You're on a phone call with somebody, a session, anything like that. Take it a step further and go, what do I choose to align myself with? What emotions, happiness, joyfulness, abundance, flow, ease, allowing myself to receive. So often as empaths and highly sensitive, we don't allow ourselves to receive. So allowing yourself to receive, you want to align with all that and then feel into that and you start to embody that. And gradually, as things trigger you or stress you out, instead of defaulting to the 3D and staying there, you might immediately default there, but you will, oh, you know what? I've got a choice. I can choose to feel good. Yeah, this happened, but I can choose to feel good because now it starts to become real to your mind and body. And then you can start to bridge those two. And that's the path of ascension. Ascension isn't about staying in one dimension or the other, fifth dimension or the fear-based 3D dimension. It's you're flowing in between them. We're always cycling through dimensions. But remember if you change one little thing and how you do your inner work is you get to that place of relaxation and you can take a deep breath. All the stress is gone. Take it a step further and choose that amazing space of So you're choosing it. You're not just being in it. You're actively choosing it. You're sending an intention to the universe saying, you know what, I want to go a step further and I choose to feel happy. I choose to feel that lightness of freedom and flow. And I'm ready to receive, ever increasing amounts of money. I'm ready to receive that amazing partner in my life and experience authentic communication and that heartfelt connection. And so you take it a step further, and eventually what you're doing, instead of like the 3D and the fifth dimension kind of like at odds with each other, it's like you're merging them together. And the portal is that fourth dimension.
Yes, it's so interesting. And this also means that, we need to be present in that moment when we're choosing, because sometimes we just get caught up in, let's say we're doing a healing session or something, we just get caught up in that story of this is being healed, that is being healed, whatever it happens to be. And we just are still fixated on that instead of being being like the observer of, yes, the healing is happening, and what else would I like to experience, right?
Exactly. And it's that, and like you said, the healing is happening, and what else would I like to experience? We often in our mind, they're separate. It's like good and bad, right and wrong, evil and dark, or evil and light, or dark and light and such. And, but it's a bridge. And so allow yourself to think about walking over a bridge, but they're still connected. So connect those two through your choice and your intention. Your intention is everything. Your intention is to, so many people want more money in their lives, but if they get, all of a sudden were to get a big amount of money, or somebody was to give them money, they would go, what do I do with this? And often, they won't even receive it, or they resist it at first because, hey, that's what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to resist this or say no to this. And then if they keep trying, then I'll finally say yes. But we're taught that. And we're
Yeah,
taught that by 3D consciousness, because then if we don't receive, we don't have much, we're in scarcity, we're worried, and then we're easily controlled. Ultimately, it's all about controlling those in the 3D. So you want to be free of that. And as you allow yourself to embody the higher frequencies and emotions and feel good about that, that's the next step. You want to feel good about that, you become free.
and so I want to talk a little bit about, as well, about our childhood coping strategies, coping mechanisms that we may not realize we're still doing as adults. Can you just give us some examples of some that we, as we look at our lives now, we can say, oh yeah, I'm still doing that, or yeah, I'm doing that, and maybe, it's time to not be that 2-year-old stamping my feet.
Stomping your feet. So there's often, there's stomping the feet. A kid to get attention or recognition or acknowledgement will act out, not just as 2-year-olds, but even as teenagers. And then there's those that are really well behaved, won't utter a word, and just, that was more me. I was the mouse one. And so, but
Same
those
here.
are coping strategies, because as kids, you have to depend on somebody else. You need permission to do things. You have to depend on somebody else to get at least your basic needs met: food, clothing, shelter, and such. And so you have to, as a child, you determine, okay, this is what how they expect me, this how they demand that I behave, so that my needs will get met. And it's not a conscious process as a child, but children do this. And I've worked with, kids usually through the picture, not one-on-one, but I've seen their mind do this, make this decision: is I have to be this way, I have to act this way to get my needs met. And that works when we're kids, because we need somebody else to take care of us. We don't know how to drive or get a job or rent a place or buy anything like that, or go out and buy groceries. So we need somebody else. So, and we learn to ask for permission as kids. Can I do this? Can I do this? Or we rebel and just don't ask for permission and then get in trouble. But at least we're getting attention. So all these coping strategies, these behaviors you had as a kid, the thing is, we become adults and we still do that. One thing we often do is we don't even realize it, but we're waiting for permission. is it okay to do this? Is it okay to say this? Is it okay to start my business? Is it okay to say that, whatever it is? But you're an adult now. So anywhere you feel like, anywhere you're stuck because there's a part of you, that child within you is still waiting for permission, let that go. You're an adult now. So you decide. You decide. And that's how the coping strategies, see, what works for a kid doesn't necessarily work for an adult. But so often we don't realize that. And one of the ways to realize that, or start to understand that, is look at where you're stuck. And maybe you've been stuck for a long time, and ask yourself, how often have we been abused? Whether that's neglect or any, physical, sexual, verbal, mental abuse, we will put our lives on hold waiting for an apology from whoever our abuser is. And some people will literally wait their whole lives if they're not aware of this. They're kind of in a waiting, they're living their life. It's like they're doing life, they're living their life, but they're still kind of waiting without even realizing it, waiting for an apology. You let go of that. Just let go of that and let yourself be free. There you go. I felt some tension release from the solar plexus there. So yeah, just notice if you're feeling stuck, if you're asking for permission from, it might be the universe, it might be somebody else, it might be your partner, or it might just be a parent that even if they're not here anymore, you can still kind of feel like, well, I don't have the permission to do this because you received your conditioning from them. And so just breathe and notice where you're stuck. And one of the awesome ways to get out of being stuck is ask yourself empowering questions, because your mind will answer you in an empowering way. And then many people don't. This is all unconscious, below conscious awareness. Many people don't, though, because then it means, oh, then I have to take action. And then anxiety can come up. So in a lot of ways, it's easier to stay stuck and ask your mind, because the mind's an automatic Q&A. It's always asking questions. And if it's always asking disempowering questions, your mind is always going to give you answers in that way, because you're not worthy, you're not good enough, you don't deserve it, you're, all these things. And then you get to stay stuck and not take action. And as long as you don't have to take action, then the anxiety doesn't come up. So this is not a conscious process, but if we're stuck, it's like, because the job of your conditioned mind, your ego mind, or your unconscious conditioned self, is to keep you safe. So it wants to keep everything the same. So to your ego mind, same equals safe. It's not bad. It's almost like you're retraining yourself, you're reframing your beliefs, your actions, your thoughts and such. You're reframing all of that, and you're retraining yourself so that you give yourself permission to feel and be confident and empowered and feel good about that, and then move forward from that place.
One of the things that you mentioned, Joy, that I wanted to bring up is you mentioned about some people are waiting for permission from the universe. And sometimes it's not even about permission, it's about a sign, waiting for a message from the universe to say, yes, it's time to do this, or do this, period, right? Like, and I find sometimes a little bit of waiting is fine. I totally agree, right? But if you're waiting for like months, years, you're going to be waiting forever. But that's not how the universe works, as in my opinion. What I've experienced is sometimes, we get little nuggets of information just dropped in, and then you take action, and then you get more like little kernels that drop in, and then you take another action, and then you get more. It's never going to be all the A to Z, all the steps.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one step at a time, right? So, but I find sometimes people are waiting for that big bang of energy or information or download, whatever you want to call it, and then they don't do anything because they haven't gotten it yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So often people will see, because in the physical world, we're like, okay, this is the goal, these are the action steps. So it gives us structure, makes us feel safe. But the universe, the guides don't work that way. They might give you a word. It might be a dream. It might be, it might be something that happens in your life, but it's very subtle. And I've certainly never experienced any action steps from my guides. But that's where, I mean, it would be nice if they would say, do this, 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 but that's about control. And then what if we're supposed to go a different direction, but we're saying, well, our guide said, do this. So it's trusting yourself. But yeah, often it's just it might be a dream and somebody, and the dreams are multi-layered. I mean, there's so many layers to them. And so there's so many. The other thing about waiting for signs is great getting signs, but if you're not ready and there's a part of you saying, no, don't take action on this, the signs are going to come and go and you won't see them because you're not ready anyways. Your mind's playing games with you and kind of psyching you out. So the signs are there. Other people might even see them, but you won't see them. So the biggest thing that comes to is trusting yourself.
Hmm. Absolutely. Trusting yourself, trusting the universe, um, trusting your path, your journey, your soul, all that. Sometimes it's about just surrendering and letting go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just trusting that whatever's happening is happening for my highest good. And then sometimes I get like just random thoughts, little whispers of thoughts, and then it's like, oh, hmm, should I do that? Or it's like, oh, that's an interesting idea. But not, and then for me, I'm like, okay, that could be, a sign, a message, whatever. But it's still about how does it feel for me? Do I want to do it? Right? It's
Mm-hmm.
not about no one is forcing anybody to do anything, right? Like the guides, for example, they don't force you to do anything. Like they don't tell me to do anything. It's like
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, they're not going to force it.
you'll
I
figure it
mean,
out.
as people, we have free will. As people, we will try to force others or put our opinions on others. That happens all the time, all over the world. But the guides will give you a message, and then it's up to it's up to you if you want to take action. However, if you continue to receive nudges or messages about taking action on something, and you let or opportunities even, and fear just keeps stopping you, so you don't take action, eventually universe or your guides will say, okay, well, I guess you don't want to take action. We've sent you all these opportunities and you keep saying no. So, we've done what we can. And it's not,
Yeah.
they're not giving up. It's just like, if you're going to keep, if you're going to keep ignoring them and letting fear stop you after multiple opportunities or people saying things or I will support you or whatever, and you keep saying no, and this is where receiving so important, eventually it's like you're not listening, and they don't give up, they just don't send the opportunities as maybe as often or in the same way.
Yeah, as frequently, absolutely. Until you start to do something different and then they'll start up again.
Mm-hmm.
And so even like when it comes to trauma and us processing our trauma, and of course we're always supported by our guides, our team, our angels, our soul, etc. We're always supported to release and work through our trauma. They always say God won't give you more than you can handle, and sometimes I'm like, are you sure? Because I'm at my
Yeah.
breaking point here, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
still standing. I'm still here, so obviously, um, but even with that support, that we are receiving constantly, we're never alone. We're always receiving support. Even still, sometimes trauma can be limiting us in moving forward, or stopping us in moving forward, limiting our uh, kinds of relationships that we're having, just basically limiting our creative ability to create our lives, right? So including the financial wealth, abundance, creating programs, projects, healing, whatever it happens to be. That trauma is can be limiting us in living our best lives, really being as happy as we can be and as we should be, as we are able to be. So can you talk a little
Absolutely.
bit about how, like, what can we do to correct that, release that?
uh, well, the first thing that comes in is be kind to yourself, because if you're anybody who's on this path, of ascension, and that there's some kind of trauma you've dealt with and growing up, and the first step is be kind to yourself, and realize the amount of courage it takes to do this work. It takes a lot of courage. This is not for the faint of heart. the faint of heart will not even get on this path. They're just stay stuck. Or they will be the ones who say this is woohoo, or it's not real, or get angry or try to keep you stuck and such because they don't have the courage. Because you have to go deep with this. But if you're feeling, let's say there's something you want to take action on, but you just haven't know or even have an inkling that trauma from your past is keeping you stuck. First thing I would say is just breathe and relax. As long as you're safe, the first step is, are you safe? Do you have shelter? Do you have food? Yes? Okay, awesome. So be kind to yourself. And see, if you're harsh on yourself saying, okay, one, take action on this, and I know there's this, trauma there and it's keeping me stuck and I'm so angry at it and I'm angry at myself, well, then you're creating a dense energy. You are going to stay stuck. And that's why I say be kind to yourself. It's like, because one of the things we'll do is we'll judge our where we are in life, or judge ourselves and say, well, I should be here, I should be taking action. Well, other people have dealt with this. Why am I not taking action? Why am I not creating this? Let that go. Let that go. All you're doing is creating a heavy, dense energy, and you're staying further stuck. All right. See, even just saying that, I can feel the relaxation and ease. So you want to start from a place of light energy, like a lighter energy, a more expansive energy. And that's why I'm saying be kind to yourself and realize that you're safe. Because if you're not even feeling safe, if it's worry about running, and I mean a genuine worry about running out of money, or where you're living, or relationship, or anything like that, then you won't be creative and feel inspired. Your first step is to make sure you feel safe. And sometimes, especially when we've gone through a lot of trauma and we've learned hypervigilance growing up, because that was how we stayed safe, we just never feel safe. So if you're dealing with that, notice where you are now. Like sometimes, because our mind and our nervous system get stuck in hypervigilance and not feeling safe, no matter what situation we're in, we just don't feel safe. We're just always hypervigilant. So you have to retrain your mind, your body, and realize that you're safe. It's like, so this is like bringing yourself to the present moment. Okay, I'm here now. This is, and it's actually, you can use it to bring yourself or somebody else out of trauma if they're really stuck in trauma, like in the moment, almost a panic attack. You just ask yourself simple questions like, this is where I live, this is who I am, my name and such. And then look around and go, you know what? I'm safe. Oh, I can breathe. I'm safe. And what you're doing is you're retraining your mind to go into the present moment and realize in that moment you're safe. You can breathe, your nervous system relax, you don't have to be hypervigilant. And as you start to do that more and more and feel safe, you'll feel more inspired. Creativity will start to flow within you. But beating yourself up or judging yourself and saying, this is where I should be in my life, never works. It just keeps you stuck. So bring yourself. So if you find and so many people, on this path grew up in some kind of like learned hypervigilance in order to stay safe. And so this is a practice. You want to do it even several times a day. Just bring yourself back to the present and go, you know what? I'm safe. Right now, I've got food, clothing, shelter, heat, whatever it is, and I'm safe. And let yourself breathe, let your nervous system relax, even if it's just for a moment. And the more you do that, it's like you're retraining your mind and your nervous system to feel safe and allowing yourself to feel inspired and passionate.
I love that. Thank you. Because I think that is such a key piece that people don't feel safe. And
Mm.
sometimes that energy of not feeling safe stays with you for years. I know it was like that for myself, right? For a few years. So telling yourself and actually feeling that, yeah, I'm safe. Everything is good right now. Everything is fine, etc. Reminding yourself, and that is going to help to regulate your nervous system and calm you down so that you can actually be in your body and be present,
Hmm.
because that's a big piece of not being able to be in your body or be present in the moment because you're constantly anxious or worried or hypervigilant. And I think they're talking to me, right? So for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you. And of course, I always say it's not about blame. Blaming doesn't get you anywhere. There's no point blaming others, including yourself or universe. Like, it just that lowers your frequency vibration more than anything else. Because, and as you say, it drains your power and keeps you stuck. And it's such for me anyway, that victim mentality disempowers you. It does not empower you to create. It does not empower you to live. It does not empower you to be creative in life.
Exactly. Yeah. If you're blaming somebody else, you're giving your power away. Because if you're saying, if you blame somebody else, like this didn't happen, so it's your fault, or this did happen, it's your, anything like that, it's your fault. And it could be the government, it could be a person, you know, whoever it is, or some organization you're working with, then you're saying, I am not capable, I am not able unless you do this for me, or unless you say this, or unless you take this action. And so unless you do this, I'm not capable. And that's empowering. When you say, okay, so this person or organization isn't going to do this, or they're going to do this, and it doesn't work for me, how do I need to respond to this, and what do I need to do? And you bring the power and the energy back to you. And that's when you start to feel grounded and empowered. But like you said, yeah, blaming somebody else is always coming from the victim. And we all have victim consciousness to work through on this path. We all do. But when you're blaming somebody else, it's almost like, well, you're making a choice, it might be unconscious, to stay in victim consciousness, and that's weakening. So if you're blaming somebody else, or a relationship breakup or anything like that, the other person has done something, and that, you know, that happens, and they might have taken actions that cause, you know, the relationship to fall apart, but still bring it back to yourself. You can blame that other person, but then you're not feeling empowered. And there you go. There, I felt some relaxation and ease, some flow in the energy.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. So Joy is going to work with us one-on-one. So I know some people have already raised their hands because they're so smart and they know this. But if you'd like to uh, Stacy, I sent you an email, so you should have it now. So if you want to raise your hand, you will see how many we can do. Okay. Let me just check one quick thing. Oh, 1 second. Uh, anyways, check your attachments, Stacy. It's there. Okay. All right. We're gonna go to Tanya. Tanya, you want to unmute?
Yes. Hello, Alara.
Tatiana.
Hello, Joy. Oh, everything that you said is so on point. I wanted to ask you about my head. Last week, I felt a bit foggy, dizzy, you know, like not really clear. Is there anything that is kind of stuck anywhere? Any implants, any kind of energies that I don't want to have? Please, if you
Well,
could check.
as soon as you said, so just so everybody knows, when I work on one person, you're like a proxy for others. So the energy, the clearing is for everybody. When you said kind of foggy and dizzy, was that the word you used? Foggy and dizzy?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I felt anger right away. And
Okay.
yeah, okay. And I can feel that anger coming in, and it's blocking your throat chakra. It's interesting you're wearing the turtleneck right now, because it feels like maybe after the show, yeah, you want to let the energy be free on your
Okay.
um
It just cooled
there you
outside.
go. There, yeah, I know. It's getting cold here as well, but there you go. Okay, so there's a lot of anger coming up. So what is it? Is there something you're trying to take action on, but you feel blocked?
No, the end gear is coming because of the council moving me around and again asking me to move, and it just puts me in such a 3D that I cannot take myself out so quickly, you know. And yes, and I felt angry last few weeks, I would say, and it's still coming out of me, and I don't know what to do.
So last week when you felt kind of foggy and dizzy, is that the first time or the
No, it
first
was
time
all.
recently?
It has been all week. Like
Okay.
I wake up and I feel a bit dizzy, you know, and then when I cannot concentrate and it is a bit
Okay. So you
scratchy.
haven't moved yet then, and you still have to move. Still being
I move. No, I
required to,
move a lot. I move a lot because I'm at work. I move a lot.
but no, moving, like you said, the
I'm
council
moving.
meeting
I
with,
refused to move this time because after just moving 2 months ago, they
okay,
told me, no, you're not going back. And I said, no, I'm not moving again. I'm not parking and unparking. I am tired of this. And I
right,
said, no.
okay. So there's the anger and that, yeah, that's, and again, yeah, soon as it comes up, it blocks your throat chakra. Well,
Mm,
they're working together at the same time. And so you're angry at, I mean, in this case, we know what it is. It's a council, and yet you're feeling powerless. So yeah, I can
mm,
see why you're feeling kind of dizzy. So the anger is causing you to feel blocked, the foggy brain, foggy head. The dizziness is because you're feeling powerless and you feel like they are robbing you of your power. So you told them, I'm not going to move, like I've moved enough, I'm not going to move. So you said that, but you don't feel grounded and confident in that. You still feel like I'm not going to move, like you're adamant you're not going to move, you're putting up a wall, but you still feel like they are pushing against you. And so you want to be aligned with that. You want to be
mm,
completely and absolutely aligned with that. So all the ways, even though you're saying I'm not going to move again, you're not aligned with that. And
mm,
there you go. There, some anger just came up. Yet let's witness that, and all the reasons that you are resisting being aligned with the knowing and the words of, I am not moving again.
mm,
There you go. Okay, so what came up is a little girl and your inner child who is really stubborn. It's like what she's saying is, Mommy, don't do that. I'm angry. I don't want you to do that any longer. And yet you feel helpless. Little girl feels helpless at the same time. And that's, yeah, that's exactly the energy now. Okay, so let's go to little Tatiana. And so, yeah, a lot of anger in her. Interesting. So, in that is that situation. I'm not saying that happened, but those are the
mm,
words. It's a vision. And so, she's once you're past that, then the anger comes up. So little Tatiana, let's go to the anger. She says, "Oh, I am so angry." She's furious. She's raging. She's this little girl, but she's a big angry energy. And little Tatiana, what would you have liked to have said or done? I would have liked to have been, she says, I would have liked to have been a big enough person that I could have just, you know, pushed her away and told her no. And yeah, I don't know if your mom was yelling at you and in your face, but she's okay. So now, little Tatiana, you know you were a little girl. You weren't able to do that. So okay, there you go. And then she says, yeah, and that's why I hate myself, because I'm always so weak and little. And okay, so little Tatiana, take a look at yourself now, though. You're in a big body, you're in an adult body. There you go. She looks around like she's within you right now. It's like she looks around and goes, "Oh, yeah, you're right." She says, "I am." She says, "What am I doing here?" She says, "I thought I was still little." Okay, so little Tatiana and your adult self, big self and little self, imagine you're meeting each other for the first time. There you go. So interesting. So very like formally you shake hands. But what if you guys hugged each other? And okay, so there's some fear there and all the ways you don't yet trust each other. And let's witness that. All the reasons and experiences you've had in your life that you don't trust each other and you don't trust yourself.
mm,
Let's witness that, acknowledge that, and just let that go. And we're merging all parts of yourself, all ages, the little girl within you, your adult self, merging all ages and aligning you with trust so that when you say, I am not moving, I am here, I just moved 2 months ago several times, and you're clear on that, you're grounded in that. Okay, there's a part of you that is fearing the outcome of that. There you go. Just let that go. And that's again where trust comes in, trusting that no matter what happens, that you will be okay. You will be okay. And there you go. Your whole self relaxed. So keep bringing yourself back to, so as you go forward, align yourself when you go to bed at night, when you wake up, middle of night, when you wake up, say, it's not from anger. It's from a place of power, of like feeling grounded, rooted to the earth. And this is my home. This is where I live. This is where I'm staying. Even change the words within you instead of I'm not leaving, because see the vision that creates is you leaving. The mind doesn't hear not, it hears leaving. So I am staying. This is where I'm staying. For you might want to say I'm staying here for a minimum of another year. I'm not going to move after 2 months. And there we go. There, your whole self relax. And they might, I don't know if they can take actions or, such, but trust that you're going to be okay. No matter what happens, keep saying to yourself, I'm going to be okay. I am safe. I will survive. And generally, when it's a person or organization that likes to bully people, when you set clear enough boundaries and you feel empowered and you're in line with that, they just go on to somebody easier. Like when you're clear about your boundaries, but right now you've been, they can feel the anger and not indecision within you, but I'm not going anywhere, but what if they make me go? Just say, no, I am staying here. This is going to be my home for a minimum of the next year or whatever you want to put, 6 months, 2 years and such. And feel that, envision that. You want to vision that, not you've been saying to yourself, I'm not leaving, I'm not, but the mind, that vision, you see yourself leaving. So you want to frame anything like that in the positive. I'm staying here. And if they say anything, this is my home and I'm staying here for a minimum of another year. Don't ask again, because this is my home and it's where I'm going to be. End of story. And then when you align with that, you're more balanced and the dizziness and the fogginess will start to recede.
Thank you, Joy.
Right.
Thank
So
you very
thank you
much.
for that.
Feel
Thank
better
you.
now. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you, Tanya. All right, we're going to go to Stacy. Whew.
Hey, Stacy, I like your birds there. There you are. Hi.
Oh, Stacy, we can't hear you. You're
Sorry,
unmuted, but we try talking now.
I forgot to pick the right microphone. Sorry.
There you go.
Yeah, it's been a while. I've been away from Shefali for quite a while. And Joy, I think I worked with you in January. So when I got your email, it's like I just told Shefali I had to be here. I still have some of the same residual things I had that we've been working on, but I feel like right now I'm just stuck. My feet are in cement. My brother's been battling cancer and it's been a drain. And I feel like I might be in that fear, flight, fright kind of thing. And my system is so blocked. I'm so exhausted. I already bought the package C to work with you, but since I'm here, a little mini tune-up maybe just to get through to then. That's what I was kind of thinking.
Okay. So the residual things we were working on, I don't recall that. So
I
if
know,
you want,
I know.
yeah, okay. So I didn't know if you wanted to remind me or not. So you're very much in fight or flight. So what
Yeah.
would you like to move forward to? Like, so sounds like you're dealing with a lot, and emotion you're dealing with a lot, but how would you like to feel? What do you want to move forward to?
To me again. I want to be me again. Before all of this, my children put me through heck for a couple of years, and then and then that was going on, and then my work, and then my brother, and he's very nearly died twice now, but he's okay. And so I need to figure out how to get back to me and how to connect again. I don't go there. I avoid it. I don't even, nothing. I don't even tune into myself.
What does it, who is, you want to go back to first, or we don't go back, we go forward, but just,
Well,
I know what you mean. So who is that? What does that mean to you? If you're saying to somebody, I want to be me, who is that? In other words, happy, grounded, empowered, feeling free, safe, encouraged, inspired, and such.
joy. I want to be joyful to coincidence, but there's no joy in my life. And my husband and I were having that conversation. We both said the same word at the same time. It's been gone for a couple of years and we're just surviving. We're not thriving.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Take a deep breath in. That's common. I kind of touched on that a little bit, but at the beginning between the 3D and the 5D and then bridging those. And because that's where you're at, because you're dealing with so much and have been dealing with so much that you say
Yeah.
joy is gone, but it's a frequency, it's all around us. And but you have so how if you felt joyful, how would you feel in your body?
Light.
Okay, awesome. So light, expansive, free, in flow, everything you're not feeling right now.
Exactly.
So all the ways life feels like it has just beat you down and you literally don't know how to feel that lightness and freedom and expansiveness in your mind, body, nervous system,
Yeah.
spirit, your heart any longer. Okay, there you go. So your heart feels really sad. It just feels sad
Mhm.
and lonely and yeah, sad and lonely. So heart, yes, we see you. Okay, a lot of grief there, like a lot of grief, like on the
Yeah.
verge of tears kind of grief. And heart, the grief you are feeling, that is not your burden to carry. And the heart says, oh, but it is my burden to carry. And it's so heavy, your heart goes. Why do you believe, why do you believe, heart, that that is your burden to carry? It says, because I created it and I allowed it. What do you mean, heart, by you created it and you allowed it? It shouldn't have happened. Why shouldn't it have happened? It is anything. It can be even past life stuff. It's just it that's causing it to feel grief. Why should it have not happened? Because it was my fault. I should have stopped it. And so it's my fault. So I deserve to feel all this grief. And so, heart, how should you have stopped it? Why should have been more me? What does that mean? I should have been more understanding, more loving. I mean, isn't that what a heart does? A heart loves. I should have been more loving, more understanding, more empathetic, more kind, more of everything that a heart does. Okay. And so how were you, heart? Stubborn and not understanding. Okay. So do you think the heart was stubborn and not understanding, or was it your mind? And the heart goes, oh, you're right. It was the mind. Okay. So then the heart starts to attack the mind and say, mind, you're wrong. And the mind goes, so your heart and mind are battling each other. And the mind goes to the heart, oh, bugger off. Like, I don't want you bothering me. And so your heart and your mind are not, any communication they do have between them is very harsh on each other. And then, okay, so what your heart is saying here is that you're blaming yourself for several things that have happened in your life, saying, if I had been more loving, if I'd been more kind, more understanding, more of this, like the heart says, this is what the heart does, then this might not have happened. So it's all my fault. So I'm just going to beat the heck out of myself and be really harsh on myself and get down on myself and not allow myself to feel any joy or lightness in my life because, my gosh, I don't deserve that because, hey, I'm a loving, kind person. I'm on this path of spiritual awareness and growth. So I should have been more of that. And often we do, we'll beat ourselves up for that. But what if you've been trying to set boundaries? What if you have been trying to stand in your power and being kind the only way you know how? And sure, you got stuck in right and wrong, and you're right, believe you're right about something, they're wrong, but that's part of the human experience. You're now starting to realize that. You realize it doesn't work for you. There you go. Your whole self relax, and your heart says, so all this hasn't been my fault? Heart, it hasn't been your fault. Heart, you're not an entity alone. You work with your mind, you work with your conditioning, you work with your experiences, and you haven't been communicating within yourself. You've been believing, heart, that, see, what happened is you gave and gave and gave and gave and made everybody else a priority until you literally can't do that any longer. Then you've done the extreme. There you go. Your heart just relaxed. There, I just felt your heart open up. There's some happiness. What you're looking for is the middle ground here between your mind and your heart, allowing yourself to feel good, allowing yourself to feel, I get the word picked up comes in, the phrase picked up, inspired, supported, encouraged, and be willing to look at things from higher consciousness, higher understandings, higher frequency points of view. So all the ways your mind, okay, so your mind's coming in now and your mind's resistant going, but I don't want to. I want to keep everything the same because I know I'm right. So mind, all the ways you believe you're stuck on, I know I'm right. Yeah, that just actually keeps you stuck in 3D consciousness. And the mind says that's exactly what I intend, is to keep us stuck in 3D consciousness so that nothing will change. Okay, mind, thank you for sharing that. Let's acknowledge that and let that go. There you go, your whole self relax. Okay, there's some happiness starting to bubble up. Any part of you that believes you are not worthy or deserving of feeling happy, joyful, light, free, expansive, any and all ways you believe you should continue to shame and blame yourself and be really harsh on yourself. There you go. Let's just let that all go. Just let it all go. There you go. Just keeps you stuck. It keeps everybody in your life stuck. It keeps situations stuck. Being hard and harsh on yourself, blaming yourself, just keeps everything stuck. So just take a deep breath in, let that go, and let it all go. There you go. There's some fun and laughter in there. Your inner child feels really happy and uplifted right now. Okay. So thank you for that. I think it was a big one for probably a lot of people.
It's a tough one. I just want to leave it behind finally and grow. Grow. Leave it. Leave it. The guilt. I keep feeling guilty about, why am I surviving? Everybody else around me died. And then the kids, it's just, I can feel it, just keep hearing guilt, guilt, guilt.
Yeah. I would you might want to do some tapping on that. Great way to release guilt. And also realize that guilt, it's the purpose of guilt is one, to wake you up. It does have a purpose to wake you up to being willing to look at things differently, but it's also like its 3D purpose is to just keep you stuck so that you're never free. And so in that way, let that go. Just let that go. There you go. There, your heart's starting to feel lighter and happier there.
Yeah, the lump is gone. Okay.
There you go. Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Shefali. I didn't mean to interrupt
Awesome.
you when you're doing it.
Thank you, Stacy. No, that was great. Oh my goodness, I was yawning so much to this whole process. I'm still yawning to this whole process. It's like a lot was cleared. So thank you.
Yeah, that was a pretty deep one, I think, for a lot of people on many levels.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go Erica. Erica, you want to unmute?
Yes, thank
Hey,
you.
Erica.
Hi, ladies. I was wondering if you could take a look at like the right side of the body, the masculine side of the body. I feel more tension on the right side of my jaw, like more discomfort in the solar plexus on the right side of the body. Just wondering if you pick up on anything.
Yeah, it feels like almost like you want to throw up. Like something is so troubling and concerning to you that you almost want to throw up. And so this looks like it's more, well, first, second chakra, and it's weakening your third chakra, which is your personal power. So let's go to the first and second chakra. There's something it's like there's something, Erica, that is moving in there and wanting to be released. But you're afraid that if you release and let go of it, it might be a pattern, it might be a belief, a thought. It's, well, definitely it's a thought. That if I let go of this, then, okay, so if I let go of this, your mind is saying, if I let go of this, then I'll be free. And if I'm free, then you go, then what? I'm free. And you feel completely alone. So you're believing. So listen to the first part of this show again when I talk about 3D, 4D and bridging it and such. Because you're believing that it's one or the other. Either I'm stuck in trauma and neglect and feeling scared and fearful and just not liking myself. Either I'm there or I'm free, but then I almost feel like I can't breathe because I'm so free. I feel alone. And then if I'm free, who's going to care about me? And how do then you just get really, really confused. So all the ways there's a part of you that believes there's one or the other. Either I'm stuck in drama and trauma and upsetting connections and conversations and relationships and people in my life and situations. And that's either an option, or I feel, I'm free, but then I have no connection to anybody. I'm alone. And there you go. There, your whole self relaxed. And see, your mind is believing that as a truth. It's one or the other. And the ego, or unconscious conditioned self, loves extremes because it looks completely different. The trauma and the dissatisfaction and disconnect in relationships and such, and feeling free and happy and joyful and uplifted, but alone, it looks completely different, but it's just different sides of the same coin. So you want to go to the middle ground. And the middle ground is, if I was to let this go, even if I don't know exactly what it is, I have an understanding, it's about some kind of trauma. And if I was just to breathe in and let this go and just let it go, let it be free. There you go. And if I look around, am I alone? Oh, I'm not alone. What you're doing is you're collapsing the belief that your mind is having you believe, that there's only these two extremes. And if you take this extreme, or if you take this action and let this go and you're free, Erica, then you're going to be all alone. And your mind just got really angry there because it wants you to believe that as long as you believe in these two extremes, you're going to stay stuck, never move forward. Nothing really changes. But once you collapse a belief or a thought your mind is telling you that if you do this, you're going to be all alone, you won't be connected, nobody will care. And once you take a deep breath in, you just let that go, and you look around and you say, you know what, I'm still here. I'm still connected to people. I still have relationships. Nothing has really changed except, oh my gosh, I feel free. I feel light. I don't have that heaviness within me. And almost, it was like a heaviness. It was attacking you. I feel good about myself, but you know what? I'm still connected. There's still people around me. I still care. People care about me. And there you go. So your mind is a little bit ticked off right now, because now that you realize this, and listen back to this, because your mind can't control you, and in the belief that there's only these two extremes. Now you're realizing that, there's dimensions are fluid, energy is fluid, and I can flow through the dimensions. There's times I might feel really free. There's times I might feel stuck in, traumatizing connections and relationships, but I can always bring myself back to the middle and feel relaxed, free, connected, at ease, safe, and care about myself, knowing that others care about me and I care about them. There you go. Take a deep breath in. Let that go. There, your heart and your heart chakra just opened up. How are you feeling?
Good, good. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for that, Erica.
Yes, awesome. Thank you, Erica. All right. Let's see. All right, we are at the top of the hour. Do you want to take a few minutes and just talk about the packages, and then we'll come back?
Sure, sure. Let me go to that. Or do you bring it up, or should I just go to that? I've got it on my computer.
I'm going to bring it up.
Okay.
Makes it
There
much
we go.
easier.
Okay, so
All
yeah,
right.
if you go down to the first package here, so the I need to look at it. Yeah, unlock the power within. So you've got, can you keep going down? Yeah. So there's three parts here. The first part is really working on your energy system. This is about lightening up and fluffing your energy system within you and your aura. So first part, we're clearing and balancing your 7 main chakras. That's 2 MP3s. And then we go into upgrading your subtle energy bodies. And I do this maybe a little bit different than some people. So we go through the like the physical, which is the etheric, the mental and emotional bodies, and then we go into the astral body, the more of the spiritual body. And that's where we're really connecting the higher frequencies to you. And so this is like your aura. So we're really fluffing up your energy system there so that you can attract what you want into your life. And then because, you know, we've all had mums and dads of some kind, even if you were only raised by one person, there's you still, let's say you were raised by your mom, you didn't have a dad, somehow in your child mind you would have filled in the blanks around what a father was. So this is about releasing the mother and father wound. And so we go to the second part, and the second part is it's all like bonus audios. That the first part of it, I think 5 or 6 of them, it's almost like a little money course. So receiving money, feeling good about being abundant. So having that money and feeling good about it, allowing it, and then getting into the energy of being a money magnet, magnetizing that money to you and you to that money, being the energy of money. So yeah, there's several there all around money because we all need money. One way or another, we deal with it. It's part of our life. And then connecting with your inner child, because the most important relationship you have in your life is with yourself, you and your inner child. And then the more grounded, empowered, and connected relationship you have there, the better your relationships will be in your life. And your ego is your ego keeping you stuck? Because we often, just like it says there, think of the ego as, you know, loud, boastful, aggressive, and such, and overbearing. But it can also be that quiet voice saying you're not good enough. And that one keeps you stuck. We don't really think of that as the ego. We think of it usually as more aggressive, but that is also your ego mind because it's your unconscious conditioned self. And then, you know, several more here, your beliefs, whose story you're living, what if struggle. So this is about looking, there's always multiple sides of a situation. And same with struggle. What if there's something you need to learn, experience before you can really launch into the dimension you're looking for and how you're looking to feel, and then connecting with your guide. So that's the second part. And part 3, which is actually coming up here pretty quick. I think these are 2 Q&A calls, similar to what we're doing today, but I do it for about 2+ hours. And so the first call is in about 2.5 weeks from today, November 2nd, and then November 9th. So it's a great way to follow up on all the changes and everything you've experienced through listening through the audio. So that's the first package for $97. And then package B, so you get everything there we just covered. And the next one is a freedom clearing. So it's remote, it's done by your picture. So it's the ultimate inconvenience. You just send me the picture and the issue you want cleared. And, you know, for some people, it's money, relationships, connection, health. All health issues are looked at from emotional and energetic perspective only. But we go really deep in that because your picture, it holds the energy of who you are, all your experiences, all your traumas and everything. And we connect to that. And that's, even though it's only 25 to 30 minutes, and I send you the recording once it's completed, that's very powerful because it's simply, we're just dealing with energy. So we can get right to the core of it very quickly. And then we just follow the stream of consciousness and keep clearing till you feel lighter. So it's roughly around 25, 30 minutes. That's 127. That's package B. Package C, so you've got everything in the first part, A. And then if you want to do a one-on-one, it's a phone or Zoom session. And it's approximately 45, 50 minutes. And the beauty of this is as I go into clearing, sometimes I'll go for 20, even 30 minutes straight. If any trauma or memories come up, you just interrupt me in the moment. We clear it in the moment so we can go really deep during that. And so that's 147. Those are the packages.
Awesome, thank you. And of course, there's testimonials you can look at on the page. There's a fuller bio as well for Joy. And again, the 3 packages again, A, B, and C, 97, 127, and 147. A payment plan is available. And if you are an Inner Circle member, please do use your gift code. Awesome, thank you so much. And I've had both a personal session with Joy. I've also had a freedom clearing that Joy did for me, and there I was like shocked by what came through. So Joy is very spot on, and she tunes in so clearly to what is going on in you, within your field, etc. So so powerful. So I'm always so grateful. All right, give me 1 second here.
Yeah, no, I'll have a drink too.
So now, Joy, I know we were also going to be doing a group process, so it's up to you. We can continue with some of the people who have their hands raised, or we can go straight to the group process, whatever you'd like.
How about we do the group process then and kind of bring it all together for everybody? So
Sounds good. Do we need to have an intention for the group process, or how does that work?
No. Oh, let's do that at the end. No, you won't need an intention. Well, whatever comes up in the moment, whatever comes through my guide. So it's very in the moment. So yeah, but we can do that at the end if you want. I can take some more questions if you want.
Okay, awesome. All right. So, Sarah, I know you were just there a second ago. There you are.
There you are. Is it Sarah or Sarah?
Sarah. You're
Sarah,
muted, Sarah.
okay.
Yeah, it's Sarah.
Oh, Sarah. Okay. Hi.
Hi, haven't seen you in a while. Yeah, I've been waiting to call the doctor. Um, uh, s- um, so I have a pinched nerve. I did a whole bunch of stuff for high holidays, carried my heavy sound equipment, all that, and woke up the next day in agony. The only thing actually that helped, Shefali, was you did a quick Arturian potus for me, and that helped some, but then I went to the chiropractor and then it got really bad again. So I can't use my right arm, which is making life really difficult.
Mhm.
I mean, a little bit, but for a week I just tried not to move it at all, and I can't lay my head on a pillow. I am really in a lot of pain, so I'm wondering what it's about and how to clear it.
Okay. So this happened after a busy day of physical work, you said?
Yeah, it happened right after Yom Kippur, and I was doing a lot of different things in the services. And having
Okay.
people who were supposed to help me carry my equipment, load, unload, set it up, nobody
Okay.
showed
And so it's
on either end. So
so you said right shoulder?
yeah, right shoulder, it's a pinched nerve.
Okay. Do you know about where it is? Like, are you able to?
Yeah, it's right where you're.
Okay. So more towards the back. Just kind
Yeah,
of,
well, the pain runs through here.
Okay.
Um,
Okay. Okay.
But if I lift this arm over my head, it's like, somebody just sent lightning in your shoulder.
Okay. Okay. So, let's see, just focus on that. And okay, so helplessness is coming in. So this feels, this from your child, learned helplessness, and a lot of frustration, a lot of frustration. Oh, and feeling, so you were doing services the day before this happened.
Yeah, for 2 days before.
Yeah, so this is a part of you feeling like no matter what you do, no matter how much you support others, take action, give to them, it feels like it's never enough. And like the energy of it is almost like an impotence, and just no matter what I do, it's not enough. There's so many people to help and support and give to, and it's yeah, that's really weakening you. And there you go. And then you feel frustrated about that. And then, okay, so then the frustration comes in and the helplessness. So all the ways you're frustrated, and then that causes tension here, which causes pain. And all the ways you're frustrated, yet you feel helpless and almost like that impotent energy again, that no matter what you do, it doesn't really make a difference. Or some part of you knows it's making a difference, kind of like both of these, but you don't get to very often anyways hear or experience the results of what you've done. There you go, your whole self relax, you release the tension. But okay, so now there's a big anger coming up. It's like this big anger rising up right from your root chakra and your feet actually. And all the ways this anger, this has been connected to the earth. So with your permission, you can always negate anything by saying no. We're going to call on Archangel Michael to cut the cords of this anger between the bottom of your feet to the earth, and just breathe. And okay, right away you felt off balance. So first of all, we're just going to see this anger easy and effortlessly flowing all the way through you. A little bit of shame coming along with it. It's heavy energy, but it's flowing all the way through. So just breathe. There you go, coming out through the top of your head. So now we're going to go to the bottom of your feet, and because you're still feeling a little bit off balance, and allow you to ground. Yes, you have permission to ground, feeling empowered, happy, joyful. Okay, when I say that, you almost feel weakened within you, and there's a part of you that's quite scared, saying no, 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 I'm not allowed to feel that, because I can't feel that until I help and support and assist all these people that are in need. And once I help all these people that are in need, which is never ending, it's going to take many lifetimes, and there's a lot of people on the earth, and then I can start to feel good about myself. All the ways, Sarah, you believe you have to help everybody who needs your assistance, your support, your guidance, your prayers, your blessings, before you can start to feel empowered, grounded, feel good about yourself, feel strong and healthy and vibrant and flexible within yourself. Let's acknowledge that, and let's acknowledge anybody who implanted this or implied this to you in your lifetime or any past lifetimes, that you cannot feel good, empowered, strong, vibrant within yourself until you help everybody on this planet that needs help. Let's acknowledge that and let that go. Okay, interesting. So I saw some people out here, so in your field and even beyond your field, that are angry that you are no longer obeying them. They're actually quite angry. Ooh. Okay, so all the ways you have been, the word that's coming in is victim, so go with that. All the ways you have been a victim of other people's anger up until now, that whether you know or even not, like I'm talking even just dark energies. And so you've literally driven yourself into the ground with a feeling almost a need and an urgency to help as many people as possible, so that finally you can get to a place where you feel happy and good about yourself. And all that has become centered in your right shoulder and arm and along the neck, just making it really difficult to live your life and do things. Let's release that. All those that believe in your experience, your field, and even beyond that, all those that believe they have the power to control you, to dominate you, to tell you how to live your life, to belittle you, you be gone now. You have no right here, and you have no power over Sarah whatsoever. She has not given you permission to be in her field and to control her, so leave now. You must leave now. There you go. There, take a deep breath in. There's some fun and laughter. Okay, so I just want to go to that right shoulder. Any part of you that believes you are deserving of pain, that's all you deserve is that pain, and therefore the pinched nerve, just let that go. And any part of you that's being harsh on yourself, especially your masculine self. There you go. Okay. Just let that go. Just let that go. There's some relaxation and ease. There's some fun and laughter and happiness there. And I just felt you activate your solar plexus and take it activated, and you're taking your power back. Okay, now ground into that. Let's let that flow through you. Make sure your feet chakras are open and let that ground you into the earth. So powerfully ground into the beautiful Mother Earth. There you go. Take a deep breath in and just let that go. There you go. Thank you for that.
You nailed it.
Awesome.
Right here at the end, I started feeling very emotional. So bless you, Joy. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Yeah, listen back to that because it'll go even deeper the next time.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Awesome. Thank you, Sarah. All right, Anushka.
Hello, Shefali and Joy.
Hi, Anushka.
Yes, I'm wondering what is needed to heal my right ankle and my neck and my and a few ribs that are broken and bruised. And I had an accident 19th of December last year. And
What
it's still
kind
not
of
healing.
accident? Car accident? You fell?
No, it was like I was walking in a hallway and I stepped on something and I had high heels on, and then my ankle cracked and was broken and torn, and also the ligaments here were torn, and then I fell into the wall, and then I also had a whiplash, and I was unconscious. They found me unconscious.
Wow. Okay. And so, okay. So how did that limit you? Were you in the hospital? Were you able to walk after that? How were you able, and how are you doing now? Are you able to take care of yourself?
I'm still walking with crutches, and I was 3 months in plaster that I couldn't do anything because of the ribs and the neck. I couldn't walk with crutches either, so I was lying down. And yes, up until now, I can't walk properly with my right ankle.
If that hadn't happened, how were you intending on living your life? What were you intending to take action on and move forward with, even if not right away in the next, say, even year or 2 years?
I was planning starting my own healing business.
Okay.
But that didn't happen now because
there you go.
I'm in sick leave, and it was like an accident from school, so I can't start anything now.
Okay, so all the ways you are convinced, others have convinced you that you are not worthy and deserving and valued enough to start your own healing business and to work with others. There's a part of you, when I say work with others, it's like you're convinced that if you were to offer your healing services, it's almost like others would laugh at you and humiliate you and shame you for believing you're like valuing yourself enough so that you could offer your healing services. So all the ways this accident and hurting yourself happened because it believed the force that caused you to hurt yourself so to such an extent, it believed it was protecting you from humiliation. It believed it was protecting you from humiliation. And all the ways you believe you need protection from humiliation, all the ways you were humiliated extensively as a kid, or at least you felt you humiliated and embarrassed, and a lot of shame coming up. Like it's almost, whoa, that's a lot of shame that's coming up, but it's coming up to be released right now. But it's almost like a cloud of shame that's coming up. And I see you like red faced with embarrassment and shame and humiliation. So this, I don't know what happened growing up, but there was at least one time when it was really intense. And so this actually happened because there was a part of you, an energy that believed if you do this, Anushka, you're going to embarrass yourself. You're going to be humiliated all over. So it was actually trying to prevent you from, I mean, it's a childhood wound that needs healing. Your higher self is like, come on, let's heal this. Let's get going. But the fear of being shamed and humiliated and judged and even bullied was so great that that part of you, it's almost like it won out because there was a conflict within you. There you go, your whole self relaxed. So all the ways up until now, that has still been controlling and dominating your energy, the need to avoid shame, humiliation, embarrassment or even being bullied or judged. And that has been the prominent energy that has been like winning out because there's been a battle within you. And so therefore it's been slowing, like really, really, really slowing the healing process. It's like the energy within you that normally the healing energy would flow within you. It's up until now been really, really sluggish because it's like it has believed the energy, the belief, the experiences has believed that it's protecting you from that. So all the ways this, in a way, it had good intentions because it thought it was keeping you safe. But it's like a part of you that is saying, you know what, if we do this, we're just going to set ourselves up for all the shame and humiliation and embarrassment and judgment and bullying and everything we went through as a kid. And why would we do that? That doesn't make any sense. So hey, don't go out and do this. So what I'm going to do is throw you way off balance so that you hurt yourself so badly that you can't do anything. And then everything will just stay stuck. It's like the voice, the part of you is reasoning with you and saying, come on, now doesn't that make more sense than really going out there and living your life from, well, it sees it as tragedy. And there you go. So while you're off here and you've got time, focus on your healing business. Focus on how you're going to feel happy, free, abundant, joyful. Sure, you're going to be helping others and supporting others. I mean, that's the passion that's driving you, but also make it about you, how you're going to feel happy, joyful, abundant. You will value in yourself. Absolutely. Start valuing yourself. Start recognizing, honoring, and acknowledging your value. Because you weren't valuing yourself, this part of you believed it was actually protecting you because you didn't feel you wanted to start your healing business as it was solely about helping others. And that's awesome. I mean, that's why we do this. But it's also about you. It's like if you were coming, it's like you were coming, Anushka, from a place of self-sacrifice. And if I sacrifice myself fully, it's like a part of you was saying, after all, I'm not worthy of anything. I mean, I have no value. So I will completely sacrifice myself so that I can help others. That only goes so far because you're dealing with a lot of heavy traumatic energy. And if you're not giving yourself permission to value yourself and feel good about yourself, you get wore out really quickly and you just take on all that heavy energy. And there you go. Yeah, that's what was going to happen if you had continued. There you go. I can feel a tension release from your solar plexus and you're actually feeling stronger now. And it feels like that healing energy is starting to move, like flow within you. There you go. Your whole self relaxed. Okay. So I just want to talk to this part of you because a part of you that manifested the injury because it thought it was doing good. It's starting to understand, but it needs, actually that part of you needs some compassion now because now it's going to the polar opposite, going, well, was I bad? I thought I was doing the right thing. So it's like the child within you is saying, was I bad? You know, here I took action. I thought I was doing the right thing, but now I'm bad for it. Like I can't do anything no matter what I do. Like I just feel like I'm bad. So the part of you that manifested the accident because it thought it was doing a good thing, you're not bad. You did what you were taught, your conditioning, your conditioned self, the part of you that wanted to stay safe thought was necessary. But now, there you go. There, it's like your whole self merged. Now, your path now, Anushka, is to feel good about yourself, acknowledge yourself. Do use whatever technique you want, tapping in, you know, I acknowledge myself, I feel good about myself. Record that into your phone. I feel good about myself. I give myself permission to appreciate myself. I value myself because I can, for no other reason than I can value myself. I give myself permission to value myself, and I choose to value myself because I am worthy of valuing myself. I feel good about myself. I appreciate myself. I am enough. I have always been enough. I am enough going forward. I'm enough. I am enough. I matter and I am important and I value myself. What I do makes a difference. I make a difference to myself. I make a difference to others. I give myself permission to receive. I love myself. I'm kind to myself. I'm understanding to myself. I'm compassionate to myself. Record that into your phone. You might even say it a few times, and then so you're starting to feel passionate, and then record that into your phone and have it playing as you go to sleep at night. If you wake up in the middle of the night, have that playing. Listen to this several times over again. When you wake up in the morning, first words to yourself, you know what? I like myself. I give myself permission to appreciate myself. I know I am enough. And I know that I matter and I am important and I value myself. Imagine saying that over, and now it has to be over and over and over again because you've received several years of or decades of conditioning and life experiences and that says the opposite. So you are retraining your energy system, your nervous system, your mind, your entire self to be in alignment with believing in yourself. And in that way, you strengthen yourself, your energy system, and then you will be ready to share your gifts with others, because it goes way beyond having the skill. You've also got to have that empowered energy within yourself, and then you can share with others, and then you start to heal up much more rapidly, much quicker. Okay.
Yes, thank you very much.
There you go. Thank you for that. Yeah, you're
You
feeling
were-
much stronger now.
You were spot on, and yeah, it was like something that I've hidden far away, the bullying from when I was little. And
Well, you're worthy and deserving of feeling good about yourself. So make
yeah,
that
but
your
it's
almost like your mission going forward, especially as you heal and while you have time right now, make that your mission, your purpose in life, to believe in yourself and to know that you are worthy of it. And then you can share with others. Then your mind, body, spirit, soul will go, okay, we're ready. Let's launch our healing business.
okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. Thank you, Nishka. And I think that was helpful for a lot of other people as well
Thank you.
who may have
Yeah.
been holding back on, doing their work, right? So
Mhm.
very helpful.
Yeah, I think that was powerful for a lot of people because I think we've all heard, people say, all I want to do is help others, but they're in a really weakened state or even really sick. I just want to help others. The intention is great that you want to help others, but if your energy is weakened and you're supporting others, first of all, that's the energy you're sharing. But when we're doing this kind of work, it's like stepping right into somebody's, heavy energy field and trauma, and then lifting them up from that place. If you don't have that energy within you, and emotionally you're not strong, you're not going to be able to do that for others for an extended period of time. So that's just another reason for you to say, oh, you know what? I really got to start taking care of myself and valuing myself, because I really do want to support others and help them and make a difference. So start with yourself first.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, Lindsay, are you there? And that's why even this summer, like I do monthly
Yes, can you hear me?
calls for my, yeah, just 1 second, Lindsay.
Same.
Yeah. I had to postpone my healing calls because I was not strong enough to do them, and it's like, if I'm
Yeah.
not strong enough to do calls, I can't give as much as I would like to give, so it's like I had to postpone and postpone and postpone, because it's like, I wasn't able, right? So
Yeah.
you have to
Sometimes.
be strong.
Yeah, we have to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, sorry,
Hi,
Lindsay, go ahead.
Lindsay.
Hi, Shefali and Joy. The question I have is, are childhood strategies blocking me when needing to make decisions? I always thought it was a fear about the future, but after listening to today, challenges in terms of making decisions for health, life, finances. So I'm just wondering, am I waiting for permission or direction? Like, is that what's happening within me, or is it something else?
What's coming up is a fear of being wrong. And when that comes up, then we go to a little girl who's afraid of being wrong. So because as a little girl, you're afraid of being wrong, because if you were wrong, if you took what others would call like wrong action, or there's consequences. So you learned that if I'm wrong, there's going to be consequences that I don't like. So therefore, I'm just going to wait. And this way, you're waiting not so much for permission, but you're waiting for somebody else to tell you what to do. And so then you're in this waiting period right now. If only they will tell me what to do. See, and then let's say somebody else did this. Yeah, this would be like a childhood coping strategy. If somebody else told you what to do, or if you talk to enough people and they all say, well, yeah, take this action, take this action. If it doesn't work out, then you're like, well, yeah, I took that action, but 10 people told me to take that action, so I'm just going to blame them. But then you weaken yourself, and that's a pattern in your life. So there you go. So one of the ways to make decisions, so that decisions and choices are easier, is figure out your values. And your values are, some people these days call them soul values. What's really important to you? See, my top 3 values, and have been since I first did values work 20 years ago, are freedom, growth, and integrity. No particular order. Those are my top, freedom, growth, and integrity. And so if I have to make a decision, I will. These days, I don't really look at the values because they're just so much a part of me. But you start to find out what at your core is really important to you. And you mentioned your house there. Let's say you're deciding whether you want to sell the house or not. Well, it might be, okay, what is more important? Is security really important to me? Well, I have this house that I love, but I'm not even happy here any longer, or it needs a lot of work and I don't want to put the work into it. You know what? Maybe freedom is more important. If I sold the house, then I could travel, I could do this, I could do that, and different things like that. So you start to, because the reason, when you figure out what's really important to you and your values, your actions will follow that. And so you start out with, okay, this is what's really important to me in my life, feeling this way, living my life this way. When I'm living my life, say, from freedom, growth, and integrity, then that's when I feel like I'm connected. That's when I feel good about myself. But if I make a decision that limits me, or I'm going to end up being unhappy, or if I feel trapped, or if I do what somebody else says, then I just wouldn't feel happy or connected to myself. So your actions will follow that, and then your decisions, well, it's actually your decision first, your actions follow that, but it's almost like the light is your values and what's important to you. So can you mention one of the things you're considering making a decision on right now?
I have well, I've been told I need eye surgery, and I refused it.
Why do you need eye surgery?
I have glaucoma, and this is what the ophthalmologist said.
What's the pressure in your eyes? Do you know? The pressure in your eyes is an indication of glaucoma. Are you able to see?
Yeah, but I've had it for a long time, and I've been trying to do some work on it.
Okay.
It's trust. Like, part of it is trust. Like, I'm not. I have a hard time trusting.
Like trusting if they did surgery on your eye that it would actually get better and they wouldn't make it worse?
Or that it's the right decision, that I'm.
Okay. Have you done, so eye health is often linked to liver and the brain. And then the brain, of course, connected to the nervous system. And glaucoma has to do with the pressure in your eyes, and, not draining.
Yeah,
The pressure starts to build up. So now I can only look at this energetically, but energetically so not draining, that's about not letting go of something and not being in the flow. So you're holding on to something. I actually get a vision of you holding on to it really tightly. And then that's building up the pressure.
What am I holding on to? Like,
I don't know what you're holding on to, but you're holding on to something really tightly, almost like for dear life. Like, if I let go of this, everything could change. It could be a relationship. It could be money. It could be a friend. It could be a job. There's something that almost your survival depends on, or you believe. I'm not saying your survival depends on it. You believe that your survival depends on it. And if you let go of it, then you feel like everything in your life is going to change. But holding on to that, and even if you're not sure yet, when you sit with it later, you listen to this again, imagine something will come in. The more you hold on to that, it's causing pressure to build up within you. Okay, so let's look at the eyes. Does he say both need to be operated on?
no, it's the right eye. And
Okay,
I've had a number of different issues, and they're basically all with the right eye.
Okay. And so let's go to so whatever you're holding on to is connected to the anger in your liver, because liver holds on to anger, frustration. That causes us to feel impatient in our life and just frustrated in that. And so you're holding on to something in your life, and could be a relationship, could be a long-term friendship, whatever it is, that is causing anger and frustration to build up within you, and that's causing pressure to build up. So, and in the liver, there you go. Okay, so just let that all go and trust. This is where, like you said, you have a hard time trusting. This is where trust in yourself and trusting that no matter what happens, you're not alone in this world. And like Shefali said at the beginning, we're never alone in this world. You call on your guides, you call on the higher power, support me through this, look out for me. I need your help. I need your support right now. I need your guidance. Even if I don't hear you at all times, please support me, because I'm feeling lost right now and I need some guidance. I've just let go of this, which was huge. I felt like my survival was dependent on it. So help me with going forward. And there you go, your whole self relaxed. Okay, there's a bit of happiness. And okay, so eyes, and especially your right eye, allow yourself to release pressure. And where your eye drains there, if there needs to be any adjustments or maybe changing the shape of it, there you go. Just now, would be very, very subtly. It's done energetically, of course. There, your whole self relaxed. There, I just felt you take your power back. That activated your solar plexus. So, yeah, that feels like as far as we can go without, doing one-on-one work.
Right. No,
So
thank you very much.
Okay. Thanks, Lindsay.
Awesome. Thank you, Lindsay. It's so interesting how sometimes we're dealing with stuff that we don't even know. Like she says, she doesn't know what she's holding on to. She doesn't know what that is. But it's about reflecting and going within and really searching to and that whole trust piece, which I totally get. It's like, how do you let go and trust, right? And but
Trust is so big, so big.
yeah,
It took me a
it's
lot of years. I realized probably in my 50s, I guess. I'm 63 now. So it's probably, I don't know, 10 years ago or something, that I realized I was actually creating situations in my life so that I had to figure them out. And when I figured them out, it was like, oh, I can survive. Once again, I proved to myself that I could survive. And finally, I went one day, you know what? By now, I've proved that I can survive. Maybe I ought to get past the trying to prove I can survive and realize that it's time for me to thrive. And I think it was around that time that I actually started my healing business and started moving forward. And then my financial situation changed. I mean, as you know, I've gone through 2 bankruptcies
yep.
because I had to create a situation, especially a financial situation, where I could prove that I could survive and I could somehow make the money for my rent or food or whatever. And it's like, hey, I did it. I proved to myself I could survive. Like, I'm a winner once again. But I mean, eventually, I realized that and let go of it. Started
Wow, so
trusting
many,
myself
many,
and the
so many
universe.
things we put ourselves through. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
Anita, you there still?
Lindsay, you mean?
Yes,
Oh,
yes, I'm
Oh,
here.
Anita.
Hello,
Okay.
Shefali. Hello,
It's
Joy.
Anita. Yeah.
Um, First of all, could I ask a question about my grandson? Or is it just
Um,
about myself?
well, it depends. I've only got so much time. So ask the
Okay,
question to you that is most important.
okay. All right. Would you work on my throat chakra and my solar plexus? I'm a very knowledgeable person, but sometimes I have a hard time relating what I want to say, where people have a better understanding of what I'm saying, more clarity. Um, I had been bullied as a child and always cut short when, I had been trying to explain myself about things. Um, so I'm wondering if that had anything to do with it, but that's my most pressing question.
So whatever's going on here feels like it's somehow connected to your grandson. Maybe he's going through that right now as well. So it feels like you've lived, I don't know if you're aware of it or not, but you've lived the empath narcissistic relationship where no matter what you say, how much common sense you make, how clear you are, you're never understood. And that feels like that's been your experience. And all the ways your grandson is going through this right now as well. Like might have even skipped a generation and he's doing this right now. Somehow, because somehow it is connected. And so what would you like to move forward to? You're kind of feeling stuck and lost right now. So what do you want to move forward towards in your life, create in your life? How would you like to feel? What would you like to create? Doesn't have to be big. It was just like, I'd like to feel more happy and free and light. You're on mute. Anita, it looks like you're on mute.
Anita, you still there?
Sorry about that. I thought I put it on. More confidence and clarity when I talk, that people would be able to understand me better.
Okay. Confidence and clarity. See, it feels like you're dealing with a lot of narcissists who, lot of, in your life, you've dealt with a lot of manipulation, gaslighting, and all the ways you came into this world. You came into this world surrounded by narcissists and those who it was all about them. and they were not here to listen to you and certainly not see or engage with your light. So they made it almost their mission, way beyond conscious awareness. They made it their mission to almost block you out and block your words out. And now it's been such a pattern, like that's the story of your life, that the thought of being heard and understood and witnessed, like really listened to, heard, is almost a fantasy to you. And yet, if somebody was to really hear your words, like hear beyond the words and hear your experience, that just, it's like you just zoom back. That massive anxiety I felt when you were first talking, Anita, is coming up. And because you spent a lifetime of not being heard, of your words not mattering. And so somebody actually put all their attention on your words and the energy beyond that and really listen to it. That creates such an anxiety within you because it's not your pattern. It's like a new energy, a new way of being seen and heard that it doesn't feel like you've ever really experienced that. And so it's like you don't know what to do with that. So this huge anxiety comes up within you. And that's a stuck place. That's what I felt at the beginning. You're very much in a stuck place as far as this is the story of my life. My experiences is what I'm used to, no matter what I say, no matter how much sense I make, how whatever, it's just not heard. And so then when you do speak to somebody, it's not very confident because it's like, why bother? They're not going to hear me or, understand me anyways. And then if somebody did, then you want to run away from it. So all the ways you're in this stuck place between your story and your experiences up until now so when you speak, you're not very confident because it's like, I don't matter or they kind of twist things around, or it's like your feelings don't matter. So then you don't matter. Somehow you're being undermined. Might be very, very subtly, might just be a look even. And so your words are undermined, so you don't feel confident. But then the stuck place is if somebody did really hear that and go beyond the words, then you want to run away from that because it's such a foreign feeling. So there you go. Your heart just opened up there. See, that's what your heart is looking for. And so imagine in your life, like when you're doing your inner work and such, and right now, imagine somebody really, really hears you. And it doesn't have to be a huge matter of importance, but you're just saying something and you feel heard. They heard beyond your words. Or maybe it's like you were maybe even a stranger, and how's your day going? And you go, oh man, I've been having a rough day. And instead of them just going, yeah, ending the conversation, they actually hear you and they ask maybe another question, or you can feel that compassion. And just stay with that. You want to run away, just stay with that. Just stay with that. There you go. There's a part of you that's saying, oh my gosh, compassion. That's what I'm afraid of. Just breathe. Just the thought of somebody gracing you with compassion. It's such a foreign energy and frequency. It's like you don't know what to do with that. So start to imagine that you know how to show compassion to others, but start to imagine that you're receiving it. You know what compassion feels like because you share it with others. So just when you're imagining, or if you're daydreaming or meditating or anything like that, imagine somebody showing you kindness and being willing to receive it. Not just somebody showing you kindness, because your pattern is to run away from that. I'm not worthy. I'm not deserving. I don't, it's a foreign frequency. I just got to get away from it. You stay in that and imagine somebody saying even just some kind words to you. And it can be a stranger, it can be a friend, it can be a partner, whoever it is. Somebody saying some kind words to you. And you say to yourself, you know what? I receive that. I receive that kindness. I receive that understanding. I receive that compassion. And then you can just say, even if you're imagining it, some stranger saying that, just say silent thank you. And just be with that. There you go. Your whole self relax. And that child within you, the inner child, feeling really happy right now and just
Yes.
relaxed and like, oh, I can finally breathe. There you go. That's what you're looking for. You've been in that stuck place. Feels like it has moved you out of the stuck place for now, as long as you continue to, and this is good for all of us, receive the kindness, receive the compassion, receive the understanding. But the qualifying thing is understanding, not those that are gaslighting you or manipulating you or trying to make you wrong or diminish your feelings. Then they're just trying to belittle you. But if somebody is actually truly being understanding, receive that.
Okay. I usually run away from when I'm being attacked or gaslighted, because I could pick it right up, and then of course I'm attacked for running away too. So, but thank you so much. I do feel a lot better, and it did bring back a good memory of something my mom said. So thank you.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. And remember, those that want to gaslight you or manipulate you, they want you to question yourself, because as long as you question or doubt yourself, then you feel weakened. And as long as you feel weakened, then they control you. So to them, it's all about control. So don't let yourself be weakened.
But it's hard to stay in my heart then, because of course my mind starts ruminating, and I try not to think negative thoughts, but I seem to go into that cycle. It doesn't take me long to get myself back out though, but I don't like myself when I'm in that state.
Okay, well, let go of that. I don't like myself. Let go of that. The fact that you said it doesn't take me long anymore to get out of that, that's what ascension is. That's living the ascension process. But if you are not liking yourself, that's actually keeping you stuck longer. So let go of that and say it's part of the human experience. We're all going to feel the cycle of emotions, ups and downs of emotions. You're not here to be perfect. You're here to be human.
Okay, good advice. Thank you. God bless.
Awesome. Thank you, Anita. And again, it's like, I don't know, that was something I think we all can receive as well, because about receiving the kindness, for sure, we are not very good at that, so it's I'm still working on that one too, the receiving the kindness.
Yeah.
And yeah,
we all are. We're here to learn, and grow and expand.
Exactly. Yeah. Beautiful. Thank you. Alma, go ahead. I think you're unmuted.
Yeah. Thank you so much for this opportunity. I'm very grateful to both of you.
Hi, Alma.
Hi, I'm having eye surgery this Friday. I have cataract in both eyes. The right one is very bad. I relocated to my home country, Albania, from United States 3.5 years ago. And ever since, I had a lot of health problems. When I was a little growing up in Albania, I used to have similar issues. I also have colitis, ulcerative colitis, that has taken 3/4 of my intestines. So I am also due for a colonoscopy. And
so
my main
Alma, so what's your main issue? Because we don't have a lot of time. So what's one thing?
Vasovagal syncope, which gives me dizziness, blackout, and almost fainting.
What was that? What you said there?
Vasovagal syncope.
Okay.
So we're not doctors, we're not medical professionals, right? So we have nothing to do with that.
It's also known as the fainting syndrome, where heat or cold, or when I'm taking a shower, my blood pressure drops, and then my head spins, I get dizziness, and then I fall, which makes it very difficult for me to leave the house.
I just have to
Okay,
say this for
so
YouTube, right? So that this disclaimer, we are not medical professionals. So
No,
if
I
you do have
understand.
physical, I have to say it, Alma,
yeah,
so I
yeah,
understand,
yeah,
but I have to
yeah.
say it so
So
that they will keep this video
Okay.
on YouTube.
All right.
So
yeah, and yeah,
if
absolutely.
you
If we're
have any
asking,
issues, please see a medical practitioner. We are dealing with the energetic, the emotions and thoughts, that kind of thing, right?
absolutely, yeah. And I have no medical training, so I only look at things emotionally and energetically. So your question is,
What is
uh,
going on energetically with my health?
okay, so like you said, it's caused by the blood pressure dropping. So you go back to the heart and
Mhm.
okay, a lot of anger in your heart, which is hardening the energy in there and slowing down the energy. It's like the energy is really sluggish, which of course is going to slow down everything else. And so whatever the anger's about, and this feels like it's a really deep-seated anger, and it started when you were 8 hours old. So meaning you probably picked it up from somebody else and whatever was happening when you were born. And yeah, definitely feels like you picked it up from somebody else. And so I don't know what was happening, or it might have just been how people were feeling. And that has solidified you within. So you almost like at 8 hours old, you took that into your heart. But I mean, you wouldn't be able to release that at that time. You wouldn't have the knowledge or the skills. So all the ways at 8 hours old, you willingly took on this anger energy, and it's grown within you, and it's slowed down within your heart, and it's made energetically your heart just kind of dense, and like a dense energy, which of course is going to affect blood flow and such. Let's acknowledge that. And that little baby, that little 8-hour-old baby who just wants to be light and purity and grace and beauty, and yet felt the responsibility, even at that age, to take on the sorrows and the grief and the anger and the heaviness of the world. Let's release that little baby of that responsibility. There you go. I just felt your heart go, oh, like that. And just let that go. And let's bless that little baby that you are, that you be, there you go. And release you of the responsibility of taking on everybody else's stuff, their pain, their grief, the heaviness of the world, even. Yeah, that's too much. And continue to release that in your life. Just tell yourself it's not your responsibility to take that on, and just let that go. And give yourself permission to feel strong mind, body, spirit, soul. That's going to be a big thing going forward. Giving yourself, so releasing responsibility for everybody else. Be kind to your heart. Actually talk to your heart. Be kind to your heart. Appreciate your heart. And give yourself permission to feel strong, mind, body, spirit, soul. Strong, grounded, and balanced.
Okay.
Okay?
I felt my breath opening up.
Good, good, awesome. Good, okay.
Thank you
Awesome.
so much.
And sending you
And
lots
good
of
luck,
blessings for the eye
yeah, and good
surgery.
luck on Friday. I
Thank
think,
you
right?
so
Yeah.
much. Yeah, Friday. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Alma.
Thank you.
Lori, you have a quick question, I think.
Hello. Yep. Hi, Joy. Nice
Lori.
to see you. I never get to see you. I just would like whatever kind of clearing you can do financially for me,
Okay. Uh,
please.
yeah, so there's a lot of money around you, but you're blocking it. It's actually quite close. It's only a few inches off your physical body. There's a block all around you blocking money. So all the ways you don't, so imagine you're looking at this barrier all around you, and anybody else who's having money issues, you would like more money in your life. There's a energetic barrier all around you. And in this are beliefs and thoughts that I don't deserve to receive ever increasing amounts of money, and I especially don't deserve to receive it with ease and grace. So as I'm saying this, all this is being sent to the light. I have to work really, really really hard for my money. There you go. Let's let that one go. There's not enough time to make money because I have to look after so many people and details in my life, and so I don't have time to make money. And there you go. Just let that go. So this is actually about you not making yourself a priority, because when you don't make yourself a priority, you also don't make money a priority, and you're just busy taking care of everybody else. So let's just let that go. And as we're letting this go, see that barrier, that shield dissolving. Just see all that dissolving so that there's a flow of energy and a flow of money and being willing. Okay, interesting. It's a money started to flow into you now, Lori. Now it's like you look at the money in front of you and you just say, go away. I don't want anything to do with you. So all the ways you are refusing and repelling money because you believe and you've been taught, there's people in your life, maybe actual like people you knew or just through stories or events, experiences, you learned and believe that money is bad. And there you go. Let's witness that. Okay, a lot of anger coming up. Whoa, there's a lot of anger coming up. And the anger is because you've been told so many lies in your life. And you're calling them lies, that money is bad, that you shouldn't have money. And there you go. Your whole self relaxed. Now imagine you are receiving ever increasing amounts of money with ease, grace, flow, that you feel worthy and deserving and ready to receive that money. And give yourself permission to feel good about receiving that money. Allow yourself to feel happy and to feel good about receiving ever increasing amounts of money with ease, grace, and flow, and let the universe worry about the how. How it's going to show up, you just need to allow it. Be ready and allow it and feel good about yourself and about receiving the money, and the universe will create the how. There you go. There, your heart just opened up. There's some happiness. Hey, thank you for that, Lori.
Wow. Thank you. And thank you, Shefali.
I think that was a good one to end up with the last caller, because yeah, we can, money, we
Thank you,
all use
Lori.
money. So yeah, money is a good thing to end up on.
You had a big yawn at the end. That's why it took me a while to say thank you, Lori. I was still yawning. Yeah, that was powerful. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Ooh. So I know we did a lot of
Yeah, that removed a
processes.
lot of energy there.
We did a lot. Do you still want to do the group process? It's
Yeah,
totally up to you.
we can just do something really brief. It'll be about 3 minutes. So some guides
Okay.
and things.
Awesome. Awesome.
Take a deep breath in, and that creates some heart coherence here. So there you go. So any trauma, any pain, grief, sadness, heaviness, lethargic energy in your heart, let's honor and acknowledge that. Let's take a deep breath. There you go. And let that go. Now give your heart permission to feel and be uplifted, to feel light. And heart, okay, there's a part of your mind saying, heart, you're not deserving or worthy of that. So any ways in which you want to prevent the flow of purity, grace, beauty, love to your heart, because your mind says that you and your heart are not worthy and deserving of it. Mind, we see that you have been taught that and you have accepted as a truth, but it's been a false truth that you've been taught. So let's release that mind. There you go. Your mind just released. There, your heart feels happy. Your heart feels lighter. Okay, so let's connect the mind, your beautiful, joyful, uplifting mind with your grateful, inspired, passionate heart. And of course, in between there is your throat chakra. So allowing yourself to express yourself with feeling empowered, confident, good about yourself. There you go. Knowing that there will be some people who are just not willing or ready to hear your words of truth. And that's okay. That's who they are. Just let them go. Let them be their own person. And you feel good about yourself. Now see that energy, that beautiful radiant heart energy flowing all the way through you, all the way down your body, down your hips, down your legs, and out through your open feet chakras, and grounding you to the earth, to the beauty and the power of that earth energy. There you go. And let's see that powerful earth energy flowing all the way up the earth, up through your open feet chakras, up your body, all the way up and out through the top of your head until you are connected to the beauty, grace, expansiveness, the divine presence of the heavens. So you're grounded to the power and the strength of the earth and the beauty, grace, and expansiveness of the heavens. And that energy continues to flow easily and effortlessly throughout all of you, through every cell of your being, and extend out into your energy field. And you feel grounded, free, light, abundant, joyful, happy, inspired, peaceful, passionate, connected, and safe. So shokabasawalaka, soko, so shokabasababaka, soko, so shokabasawalaka. There you go, my friend. Namaste. Okay, there you go.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beautiful. So grateful for this whole call. There was so much that we talked about. You cleared so much energy was moving throughout the whole call. It's like I mean, like we definitely have to go back and watch and listen again. Just because you're going to hear things differently, and things are going to process differently as you listen again. But this was yeah, wonderful. Lots of yawning and chills. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And please do, even if you worked with Joy today on this call, please do take a look at the package. And for for those of you who didn't get a chance to, please do take a look at the packages. And I do recommend either a package B or C. That way you can work with Joy one-to-one, whether it's the freedom clearing or the personal session. I do recommend working with Joy. Like I said, I've worked with her myself, and she's spot on, absolutely spot on. But if not, then at least get package A, because there is lots of audios plus the 2 Q&A calls coming up in November. So definitely take a look at those. Okay. A lot.
Yeah, we moved a lot of energy there. Yeah, that was some
Yeah.
powerful energy.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Joy. Yeah, you know,
Okay.
this was amazing. And thank you everybody for being vulnerable and working with us, asking your questions, working with us, because that brought up so much of this clearing for all of us, right? So if you were not receiving for each of the processes, please go back and watch and listen and receive, because the healings and clearings that were taking place was for everybody, not just for the one person who asked the question. Okay. So they're all relevant for us, for sure. So thank you, thank you. I will have the recordings out in a little while, so go back and watch and listen. And again, check out the packages. Joy is great. She's amazing. So thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, Joy. We'll be back on Thursday and Friday. So until next time, you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. Sending you so much love and blessings. Bye for now, everyone. Thank you, thank you. Bye, everyone. Thank you, Joy.